Hello my gorgeous ones, welcome to Alicia Budget Beauty. My name is Alicia. Here on my channel, I love affordable fashion, beauty, I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe and be a friend. And I really think I need to add to that list fragrance. So a little bit of backstory about me, fragrance, my journey with it. I've loved fragrance, perfumes. I would say I started getting into it in my early 20s. I am now 40 years old, very newly 40. And I've kind of had this journey up and down of where I was really into fragrance, and for a long time it was like designer fragrances. And then I fell in love with Bond number 9, and that was like my jam for years and years, and it's much more high-end. It's more expensive than even like designer fragrances. And then now I'm in this era of fragrance obsessed. So you probably will be seeing a lot more fragrance on my channel coming up, a lot of niche fragrance houses, but I still also really enjoy some affordable fragrances like Ariana Grande's line. And I do consider it affordable because it is under $100. It's actually under $70, I believe. And you can often get discount codes, like if you shop from Ulta. So I do consider it an affordable brand. But what you're probably here for specifically is the review of the new fragrance. We have Cloud Pink. Now everyone's been calling it Pink Cloud, but it's actually Cloud Pink, and it is the pink version, the new version of the original Cloud. So this is really the third flanker, I would say, because you have Cloud Intense 2.0, and then now we have Cloud Pink. So if you want to hear my review on this new fragrance by Ariana Grande, and also get a ranking of the ones I do currently own, keep on watching. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the notes, give you the breakdown of Cloud Pink, show you the box and the bottle, tell you my thoughts about it. And I'm not going to tell you where it ranks in my ranking until I start actually ranking. So let me also preference just a little bit and say everybody's taste in fragrance is different. You know, it depends on your body chemistry. It depends on where you live. A lot of times, like longevity, depends on the season. Are you sweating? Is it cold? Is it hot? Did you put lotion on? You know, all sorts of things matter. How much you spray it on. So this is just going to be my opinion. Okay, so we do have the box here. And here we have Miss Ariana, this blurred out photo holding the fragrance, which does come in the adorable little cloud holder, just like the original. I think that is so cute. I know some people think it's maybe a little bit juvenile, but I think it's adorable. I think it hits the mark of being kitschy and young and fun enough without being too like kitschy, if that makes sense. Like I think of like the Moschino, that brand, and the Bears, you know, that to me reads really young, and I think this is just adorable is what I say. So it does come in the little cloud, and here is the bottle, and I love this color so much. I think it is so pretty. It depends on what light that it's in. It can really pick up cool or warm. So like right now, the cap, when I'm looking in with this like ring light that I have here, it looks really light pink, but then some like yellow lights hitting it here and it looks a little bit deeper. Really gorgeous. Feels luxe to me. Now I will say the cap for me is going to be a struggle to keep on, because when it came from Ulta, there's like a little nick right here. So it's not like sitting on, it's just resting. It's not really sticking on that well, but that's just a little minor gripe. Has nothing to do with the actual perfume. So right now, as far as I know, they only have this size, the 3.4. I don't know if they're gonna come in with the smaller or, you know, like a travel. So I'm just gonna give myself a spray. Delightful. Now I have already tested this out all day yesterday, and then most of today, and really tried to focus and compare it to Cloud because I want you to know the difference, and with Cloud 2.0, which will come in the rankings. But just describing this, what I get initially is like a burst of fruitiness. It's very, very bright, feels very summer, which, you know, it's beginning of August, now middle August, gosh, middle of August, and I kind of wish that this would have come out maybe a little bit earlier. I say that, but upon the opening, when it's first sitting on the skin and it's settling before the dry down, it does feel very summery, has those fruity notes like the passion fruit, the pineapple, the wild berries. Like that's what I get right off of the bat. But I'd say after about 30 minutes, you start to really get that similar Cloud, signature Cloud scent along with the berries. So those top notes, like I said, is the dragon fruit, wild berries, depending on where you look, and I will be popping in the notes over here. Now, if you look on Ulta's site, I think it might say wild strawberry or strawberry, but like here it says wild berries, and then the pineapple. And then we have coconut water, vanilla orchid, amberette, and then base is praline, musk, moss, and amber wood. So what I definitely notice about the pink version is after about 2 hours, the sillage, like what you are smelling kind of like away without your nose right on the spray, I smell Cloud, just regular Cloud. And for some people, that might be an issue. You might think, well, I already have Cloud. I don't need this. And I definitely understand that point. Not everybody needs Cloud, Cloud Pink, and Cloud 2.0. Now, if you're a lover of fragrance, if you are a collector, if you want to have all of the flankers, if you're someone like that, I do think there are very, very subtle differences between all three. And so I would say if you are a collector and you want a completionary, that's probably not a word, a completed collection of Ariana Grande, then I'm like, yeah. And if you love the bottle is gorgeous, like I said. If you are someone who you just want to choose one, you definitely need to go smell all three, test them out. But I will say that there are, like I said, some very, very subtle differences. Definitely right out the gate, it's that berry burst that you get, but that does dissipate quite a bit. Now, today I did spray Cloud and Cloud Pink and went back and forth, really trying to sniff out the difference. And what I found that is a little bit different about the two, other than the berry, is that once it starts to kind of dry down, Cloud leans ever so slightly more masculine. And I do not mean that it is a masculine fragrance, because it is definitely not. It is a very, very sweet and fluffy, a perfectly feminine fragrance. But smelling between the two, there's something a little bit more light, a little bit more girly about the pink. And Cloud has this, I think it's the woodsiness that Cloud has that kind of like brings it back down and like takes off that sweet edge a little tiny bit. So if you think Cloud is way, 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 way too sweet for you, then pink is going to be too sweet for you. But maybe Cloud Intense 2.0 might be for you if you think Cloud is just ever so slightly too sweet, and we will get to that. Now, wear time, at least for me, Cloud, regular Cloud has always worn on me very well. This is no different, wears about the same. It definitely depends on how much I spray. If I spray one spray on my wrist, I'm getting about 6 hours out of it. If I spray 2 or 3 each side on my clothes, like before I go to bed, which I've done before because I wanted to feel like, oh, well, I did it last night with this, but with regular Cloud, I've done it many times at night because I want to go to bed and just feel like I'm floating on a fluffy cloud. And when I wake up the next morning, I can definitely still smell it on my robe, on myself, all throughout the morning. And so I would say on the clothes, in the hair, and a generous spray, you're going to get like a 10 to 12 hour wear. One spray on the wrist, more like 6, depending also if you sweat, all kinds of things about your climate. So I love this one. I'm so happy to have it in my collection. It is not a fail for me, even though it's very similar, very, very similar to Cloud. I'm very happy to have the addition. So now, where does it land in my ranking of all of my Ariana Grande perfumes? And I have 4, 6, 7. I have 7 perfumes of hers. I am missing, not God is Woman. I have God is Woman. I am missing Ari. I am missing Frankie. I'm missing Moonlight and Sweet Like Candy. But I have all the rest. So starting at the bottom, number 7 is Mod Blush. Now these came out not too long ago, actually. And it is the weird shaped that some people say it looks like a duck. I think I said it looks like that. Yes, that this looks like a duck or a swan is what I said. Someone said it looks like a bathtub. Can definitely see that. Honestly, I ranked these based on the fragrance alone, not the bottles, because even though this is on my bottom, something else that's towards the top is also this shape. Spoiler alert. So I'm just ranking it based off of the actual fragrance performance like that. So Mod Blush has passion fruit, raspberry, pink pepper, bergamot. Then it has rose, pear, magnolia. Base is musk, dreamwood, ambroxan, and saddlewood. Now, out of the 7, this is my least favorite. And honestly, I don't really care for it too much. I would probably declutter it, except I do want to collect all of her fragrances. So I may just keep it. It's not terrible. I don't think this is one where I'm like, I don't understand why anyone likes this. It is not on that level. It's just not for me. There's something kind of off-putting about it to me that I want to like it, but then when I'm wearing it, I'm like, I'm really, really sick of this smell. Like I don't know if it's, I love pear. I love pear. I like pear. I love rose when it's done right. So I don't know if this is just a rose. I don't like what it's mixed with. I don't necessarily smell this and smell rose. Maybe it's the magnolia with it, but I don't know. I just don't like this mix. It's not my favorite. I don't think it's a lot of people's favorite, to be honest, with the Ariana Grandes. So that is number 7. That is last. Coming in at number 6 is God is a Woman. Now, I only have the travel of this, so just if you're curious what the travel would look like, really bright. Here's what it looks like. It says God is a Woman, or no, it says Ariana Grande right here. Inside, we have the tube, so you can switch these out. So I like this one. I like it a lot if I'm in the mood for pear. I'm not always in the mood for pear. So let me read the notes. It is pear, amberette, orris, Turkish rose, Madagascar vanilla, and sandalwood. So for me, this is definitely a daytime fragrance. Anytime I'm wearing like citrus, pear, something that is brighter, not a, not a fruity that's mixed in with more like sensual notes, then it's more of a daytime for me. So apple, pear, anything with lemon, like an orange zest to it is going to be daytime for me. I'm going to like those, but I don't want to say never. Something may come along and blow my socks off that's mixed, amazingly. But it's just not my favorite, but I really like it. And if you like pear and you're looking for a pretty affordable fragrance, then I would recommend this. Now, coming in at number 5, my favorite of the bottles. It is the favorite of my bottles. I love this base. It's so fun. This like crystal and this kind of like light lavender bottle, and it just like picks up so beautifully. It just, even though this is plastic, I normally have them up on top of that locker. That's where I that's where I display my Ariana Grande. The original boxes are up there. It just looks so pretty and luxe up there. And then you get up close and you're like, oh, that's plastic. So it's a little bit deceiving, but this one is Zephyr, which is a fruit, by the way. Caramel, salt, fig, quince, that's a fruit, lavender, pear blossom, musk, tonka bean, and sandalwood. Now, this one has often been called not masculine, but unisex, the most masculine out of all of Ariana Grande's. There's many theories out there that this is a dupe for all kinds of male, more driven fragrances. I did have my husband smell it once because he brought it up one day. He was like, did you know there's an Ariana Grande perfume that's like really for men? And I sprayed it on I was like, I have that. So I sprayed it on myself and he smelled it and he was like, no, not for him. But when I smelled this, I remember so well the first time I ever smelled this, I was like, I'm in Vegas and I'm walking through one of the, like maybe Caesars or something like that with all the like the designer stores is what I smelled. Like it smells like when you walk into a fancier department store, what the fragrance smells like in there. Or it even kind of smells like an Abercrombie, like something like that. I definitely straight out of the bottle get more of that unisex, if not more masculine, like a soft masculine scent from it. And now that I'm smelling it, I'm like, gosh, I don't even know if I should have it this low because I really do love this fragrance. I'm just not always in the mood for it, I think is one of the reasons why I have it where I do. But man, like bottle and scent together, like if I was really considering the bottle, it would be definitely more at the top. If you've never smelled it before, if you can picture like a Hollister, an Abercrombie, and kind of what it smells like in there. I know they have it really strong, but if you had that, when you had control over how much you sprayed on, that's kind of what it reminds me of. Or when you walk into, you know, like a Nordstrom's or something like that. I think this is beautiful for nighttime for me. I think like a man could get away with it during the day, but for me, it's more nighttime. It's more sensual. I think it's beautiful, and I'm going to talk myself into putting it higher. And honestly, I love all of these except for Mod Blush. So at any given day, I could probably switch these around. Next up, then we have Cloud Intense, and Cloud Intense is in this blue cloud, and it is a white bottle, not see-through, clear cap. So Cloud Intense, I did go back and forth smelling this, cloud pink, trying to decipher exactly what I think is different. And for me with Intense, it has a little bit more of an earthiness to it. And just a groundedness, and the least bubblegummy, the least whippy of the three. So the notes are lavender, bergamot, pear, whipped cream, praline, coconut, vanilla orchid, cashmere and ambroxan, musk, woody notes. So the ambroxan, the cashmere, like those are things that they put in to make it more velvety, more nuanced, a little bit richer. And then you have those woody notes in the bottom and the musk. So like there's a lot of musk, woodiness, amber in the base, which I think is what brings it down a little bit. Where Cloud is like up in the clouds and airy, and so is Cloud Pink. I think Cloud Intense 2.0 just kind of like brings you back down a little bit more to the ground. So if Cloud, if you think you like it, but you're like, I wish it was just like a little bit like woodier or a little bit earthier, then you might try the 2.0, but definitely like smell it first in store and test it out. All right, so next then we have regular Cloud. And I just have the smaller bottle, the 1.0, but then I also have the adorable little mini, which is so stinking cute. So Cloud was the first I ever tried, and I was just like, wow, this is so fun. It's so sweet. It's so girly. It's uplifting, but it's also really relaxing and calming to me. That's why I think it's like, even though this can be worn, honestly, I think this can be worn all year round. I do think because it's so kind of cozy, and like with those like whip notes and praline and all that, like I think maybe it tends to be a little bit more cooler weather appropriate, but I could wear this during the day, and then at night I think it's just lovely to sink into the bed too. So this is lavender bergamot pear, whipped cream, praline, coconut, vanilla orchid, musk, and woody notes. So if you remember what notes I said with Cloud 2.0, they're very, very similar. This is just missing those base notes that really anchor it and kind of make it more mature. You know, not that Intense is like a mature fragrance, but a little bit more so than this. So this is perfect for like young people, not just young people. I mean, I'm 40 and I love it. But if you just want to, like, it's girly, it's fun, but it does have those woody notes in it that make it ever so slightly different from the Cloud Pink, other than those berries. But I did end up putting Cloud Pink above it. Cloud Pink is number 2 for me. Yeah, Cloud Pink is number 2, and I'm a little bit surprised, but I was going back and forth smelling them today. And for what it is, like if I want something to be ultra girly and like just fun and just, you know, like, pink, pink, I would want it to be this, because with the woodier notes in here, it brings it makes this one slightly more mature maybe than this one. But if I want to go all out girly, I think I'm going to go for this one, because you do get that fun first burst of those fruits, but then it like stays smelling just like Cloud, but without as much of woody notes. I need to tell exactly what makes the dry down ever so slightly different with the two, but it is very subtle. It is super, super subtle. So like I was saying, if you just want to pick one, like you don't need both. Like you really, really don't. I'd say if you love that first burst of fruity and you want fruity, see, the fruit's pretty much all already gone from the time of me filming this. So if you want it to stay fruity, you might be disappointed by this. But if you enjoy just that first maybe 20 minutes of fruit, but then you get that Cloud fluffiness, then I would go with this one. But if you don't like berry at all, anything fruity, but you like Cloud, then stick with Cloud. If you want something a little bit more grounded, ever so slightly more earthy, 2.0. I hope I made sense there. All right, now for number 1. Dun, dun, dun. Number 1, I know everyone hates the bottle, but it is Mod Vanilla. This is my number 1. This is my favorite. And even though this is not a flanker of Cloud, it could be. It really should be. This should be called like Cloud Mod. If they wanted to keep the name, or just Cloud Mod Vanilla, it should have been in a beautiful white, like, I don't know, something different, so it wouldn't look just like Cloud, but maybe all white and clear with the cloud at the bottom, and because they're so similar. But I've always said that Mod Vanilla is like Cloud's more sophisticated older sister. Like, she's still young and hip and fun, but like she's maybe a socialite. She's maybe in her late 20s, and whereas Cloud is like just graduating high school. So the notes here are musk, plum, pink freesia, praline, orris root, vanilla, and cacao butter. So this actually reminds me a lot of Bond No. 9 Tribeca. Very, very, very close. Also kind of smells similar to Bond Number 9 Greenwich Village. So if you like either one of those, you might really, really like this, but this is much cheaper than Bond Number 9. Even though it smells so much like Cloud to me, there's definitely some significant differences. I know a lot of people thought it's the same thing, and it's really, really not. The plum is more of a sophisticated fruit, I think. It's definitely, deeper and richer than, say, a pear. Pear's lighter, crisper, plum, juicy, deeper, more savory. So there's that difference. I think the cacao butter makes it more rich, smoother. It's just, like I said, if you think you've always liked Cloud, but you never bought it, but you want something slightly more sophisticated, I do highly recommend this. This is definitely my number one. I have a backup. I bought a backup almost immediately because I loved it so, so, so much. But honestly, these are all very, very close for me, except for probably the bottom two. But they're also the ones that smell the most differently. Like a lot of the base notes and even middle notes, they're like interchangeable within a lot of Ariana's line. So there's not a huge difference, if you're going more. I don't have Thank You Next, like I said, I don't have Moonlight and the others, so maybe they smell a lot differently, like God Is a Woman and the blush. But I'm like, if it works, it works. Like the Cloud flankers are just amazing. Mod Vanilla is amazing. And my final analysis of pink is just that if you're a collector, go for it. If you've always wanted to get an Ariana fragrance, try them all out. I would suggest spraying like one on one arm, one on the other, and really like closing your eyes and smelling it, trying to pick out the difference, and also waiting a few hours because, like I said, this one changes a lot pretty quickly after the spray. So that is it, you guys. That is my Ariana Grande, my Cloud Pink review, my ranking. This was really, really fun. Like I said, I'm so into fragrance right now. I'm more passionate about it than makeup at the moment. So you're probably going to see a lot more of it on my channel. And I wanted to say also that even though fragrance is initially not super budget friendly, like my name is Alicia Budget Beauty, I have some very high-end and expensive fragrances coming up to share, but I'm also going to share how I got them as cheap as I did. So sometimes that budget doesn't mean it was cheap. It just means that I was smart and savvy and found the best price. So you guys let me know if you're excited about that. Let me know if you're going to pick up this fragrance. And as always, have fun shopping. Budget shopping. Bye.